long time I'm in front of you, but promise that after every short interval, I will be there with a new video and will try my level best to explain all the topics in a very simple and easy language so that you all could be able to get the topics easily. Today I am going to explain the first chapter of Political Science of Standard 10th, and the name of this chapter is Power Sharing. In this chapter, we will try to understand why power sharing is essential in every democratic country. So, before starting the chapter, let's focus on the heading of the chapter, Power Sharing. What is the meaning of power sharing? Power sharing means equal distribution of power among all the organs of government is known as power sharing. Then what are the organs of government? See, there are three organs of government. Number one is legislature, number two is executive, and number three is judiciary. So let's focus on the chapter. In this chapter, we will see the need and different forms of power sharing and through the case study of Belgium and Sri Lanka. At first, I am going to talk about Belgium. Belgium is a very small country in Europe with a population near about 1 crore, just half population of Haryana. It has borders with France, Germany, Netherlands and Luxembourg. The ethnic composition of Belgium is so complicated. Like 59% people who live in Flemish region used to speak Dutch. 40% people who live in Wallonia region speak French and remaining 1% speak German. When we talk about the capital city Brussels, what we see here 80% people speak French and remaining 20% speak Dutch. How strange. The minority French speaking community was relatively rich and powerful, and this became the reason of resentment for the Dutch speaking community who got the benefit of economic development and education much later. Here, the situation was so acute in the capital city Brussels, where Dutch speaking community was minority. Through the above points, we came to know that the social structure of Belgium was so complicated. In one hand, what we see that in one region Dutch speaking community was in majority. On the other hand, the French speaking community was in majority. So there is a very popular proverb in English, might is right. It means those who are in majority used to oppress the minority. And this become obstacle on the way of overall development of that particular country. Next topic is accommodation in Belgium. The Belgian leaders soon recognized the existence of regional differences and cultural diversities. That is why they amended the constitution of Belgium 4 times between 1970 to 1993 so that the people of Belgium could live together within the same frame of that country. Some of the important models of Belgian measures can be discussed in a few points, like number one, the representation of the ministers of both the communities. Communities means French speaking communities and Dutch speaking communities would be equal in the central government. Number two, many powers of central government was given to the state governments of the two regions of the country, and now the state governments were no longer subordinate of the central government. Number three, when we talk about the capital city Brussels, we see that Brussels has separate government in which the representation of both the ministers of both the communities was equal. Number fourth, the community government was elected through the common people belonging to one language, whether French, Dutch or German. It does not matter where they live. the community government has power regarding education, culture and language related issues. All these arrangements avoid the civil strife between the two major communities of the country and possible division of that country. Last one is, due to peace and harmony, Brussels was declared as the headquarter of European Unions through several European countries. So, through the above points, what we came to know? Simply, if the leading leaders of any particular country are quite impartial, responsive and accountable, then there won't be any place for obstacle, contradiction in the overall development of any particular country.